Hey guys, welcome back to Graphics Gaming Guides. This time we're going to go after another Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart trophy, Aim To Misbehave, where you need to acquire the RYNO. Now in order to acquire the RYNO, you need to make your way around the planet and collect 10 RYNO SpyBots that are found throughout the game. Now make sure that you stick around to the end of the video as we're going to show you exactly where you need to go in order to unlock the RYNO once you've collected the blueprints. Now some of these SpyBots can be a little bit tricky to acquire, some aren't so bad. In this video, we're going to show you how to collect every single one of them, and we're going to take you to the location direct from your ship, just so that way there's no where am I, where do I go now, anything like that. Now, the first RYNO SpyBot can be found on Corson 5 by going up through the factory. It's actually for completing the factory side quest after completing the main events on Corson 5. And that will be the case with most of these SpyBots. You can get the majority of them after you've completed a particular planet's main story missions. Now, just for clarity's sake, I'm going after all these SpyBots after having completed the main game itself, where you can then simply select the option return to Zerky's bar. You're then going to be able to continue going through the game as you would do normally, with everything else unlocked, enabling you to go off and get all of the collectibles, including, for the purposes of this one, the RYNO SpyBots. Now, as you can see, making your way through the factory requires navigating your way across the top of the boxes that are moving on the conveyor belts. Jump up this wall jumping section, make your way across through the room. Once you're outside, you're going to have to wait for the trains to make a little gap where you're going to be able to jump and phase jump across. Once out there, you need to take down all of the enemies, where you're then going to be able to jump into a large ventilation duct, enabling you to be able to get hold of the SpyBot. Now, this particular section that we're in now, jump up onto this little unit and then jump up onto the boxes, as it's a lot easier to navigate your way around, enabling you to jump up onto this box and then make your way over these couple of conveyor belts, jump onto the final balcony where you're then going to be outside. Like I say, take down all of the enemies and then grab the SpyBot, and we'll move on to the next one.
That SpyBot's mine. All right.
You found a resistant SpyBot.
The second SpyBot that you can acquire is in Sargasso and requires you to complete quite a lengthy side quest called Help Trudy, where you need to go through and collect 60 Zerp stones. Now, the Zerp stones initially can be collected on foot. Once you've got 30, you're then enabled to ride Trudy. Once you've got 45, you're then going to be able to fire fireballs from Trudy, where you're then going to be able to collect the harder to reach ones, kind of on top of buildings or on top of cliff faces or towers. Collecting the Zerp stones isn't all that bad, but it can be, like I say, a bit of a lengthy side quest to do. Once you've completed the side quest, obviously collected all 60 Zerp stones, you're then going to be able to go back to the main landing pad where you first got Trudy from. It's right next to where your ship is. You're then going to be able to acquire the SpyBot from Sargasso. Now, for the purposes of an actual guide, I'm going to leave the footage plain of exactly how I went through and got all 60 Zerp stones, just in case there's a few that might be a little bit confusing or a little bit out of reach. If you don't want to watch the entire clip of me getting the Zerp stones, then simply skip ahead in the video to 15 minutes and 50 seconds, where we're going to start the clip of us going after the third SpyBot in the game. However, if you do need to find out how to collect all 60 Zerp stones, the footage is here if you need it. Like I say, if you don't want it, absolutely fine. Jump to 15:50 in the video, where we'll start the collection of the third SpyBot in the game.
If we wish to look now, I bet this speedle would prove quite useful. You feeling better, Trudy? Don't worry. We'll get you so many
like ranger boots? Cause you just earned yourself a pair. Bring those herb stones over whenever you got a second.
Will do. Hey, Mort, this whole Zerpstone delivery remind you of anything?
Oh, you mean the first time we met?
Making deliveries for the gelatonium factory so I could save up for my own place. Man, those hours were brutal.
Well, you've come a long way since then, Ribbit. And I've never stopped feeling lucky that we met that day. I'll see you soon.
How long have you known Mort?
Since I was a kid. They're, you know, a little odd, but one of the good ones.
Hello? Do you hunger for bold slombacks?
Hot dog! Look at all those serp stones. These ranger boots are all yours. Now, Trudy here's got a big appetite. So, if you find the rest of the...
With Trudy's help, I'll be able to... All right, Carol, let's go!
Flying with Trudy.
Let's find those Zerpstones.
Evasive action recommended.
Whoa! Hey there, big fella. doing up here?
And I call first dibs on the Hey! That fruit's hard!
Then come and get it. Atta girl. Trudy? I told you idiots to get off my
Hey, Ribbit, I forgot to tell you earlier. Trudy's strong enough to breathe fire now. All those herb stones made her belly as hot as Moore's party mix. Feel free to let her loose.
Sweet! Now we can finally get the rest of the Zerg stones.
I better get that SpyBot ready for you. Oh, boy.
Woo! Gelatonium.
Holy moly, Ribbit! That's all the Zerbstones. Guess I better get that SpyBot ready for you. Oh, boy.
Woo! Gelatonium factory, here I come.
By the by, have you no...
Oh, my Mart! Look at all that surf! You earned this SpyBot and then some.
How long will it take Trudy to eat everything?
Oh, 5 days, 6 tops. But oh,
For your third SpyBot, that can be found on Savali. Now, you need to head to the northeast section of the map where you're going to find a ledge leading up and a few platforms that you're going to need to jump across. From here, you need to head through the cavern, use the two kind of rope swing points to get across the gap to a crashed ship where you're going to be able to find the RYNO SpyBot. Now, be careful because as soon as you collect the SpyBot, you're going to get ambushed by a fair amount of low health enemies.
Nice.
For your fourth SpyBot, you need to be on Blizar Prime. You need to be aiming for the side quest, Find the Missing Chef, which basically tasks you in protecting a honey pump from a series of enemies that are going to come through in waves. Once you've completed the side quest and the pump hasn't taken too much damage, you'll then receive your SpyBot as a reward. Now, the enemies themselves don't really pose much of a challenge, to be honest. There's a couple of blargs that fly around. They've got probably the most health out of all of the enemies. The rest of them pretty much are just mobs that want to just get to the honey pot itself. Make sure that you're fully equipped on ammo as much as you can be and go through. You shouldn't have that much difficulty. If you made it this far in the game, taking out a few low level enemies, it shouldn't pose you that much of a challenge at all. Now, in addition to acquiring the fourth SpyBot in the game, you're also going to earn the Sweet Sweet Victory, which is a silver trophy. And again, I'm just going to leave the footage raw here so that way you can see exactly what we did as we made our way through taking down all of the enemies, just in case you're new to the series and you need to see exactly how the enemies are taken down.
Identify. Best friend. Hello.
Hi, Jim.
Excuse me. If you're going that way, could you look around for Chef Tulio? She was supposed to be back with ingredients an hour ago. Don't know if she's hurt.
Sure, I can keep an eye out.
Appreciate it. Now, these miners have had a rough time today, so we're gonna cook up a storm to help if Tulio ever gets back here. Come on, where is she? Can't stall these guys forever.
I am picking up a radio transmission.
You there, with the fuzz in the ears. How would you like to help create our galaxy's next food dish of the century? Don't answer, it's rhetorical. Just make your way up to Crystal Ridge, and we shall get started.
Chef Tulio, I presume? She sounds unhurt. I wonder...
I see the culinary life calls to you, too. There should be quarry jumpers nearby that can help you get up here.
Come! I am Chef Tulio, and like all great artistes, I can only create beauty when I'm suffering.
Okay. what's the dish?
There's been a lot. Take a moment for the machine to warm up. Ha! Here they come! On the left! Use the button on that side to activate my trap! Ha! They're coming from the right! Activate the trap on the right! Before they damage the vacuum suck and scare away my muse! And that's my preamble. Or as we like to say in the culinary world, the appetizer. Now, it's time for the main course! It begins! Here they come! Defend me while I dig deep for my inspiration. Marvelous! Yes, I can feel an idea coming to me. A Sarangian, honey-glazed, puffoid! But what drink do we pair it with? I need more. More inspiration. More honey!
Just think of those hungry miners, Ribbit. We need this.
No! The honey is starting to curdle! Don't let the vacuum suck take any more damage! Magnificent! Yes, yes, yes! The drink shall be a certified magma mead! But those miners deserve a dessert too! Which means we need to suffer one last time! Let's the final extraction commence! shall be an upside-down Snagglebeast Honeymoose. Oh, yes. So much suffering. But now my imagination has woken from its slumber. This honey smorgasbord will be beautiful.
What suffering? You didn't do anything.
Thank you for your assistance. Perhaps this will inspire you to make your own art one day.
I'm just happy those miners are finally gonna get some grub. Now, how do I get back to them?
Your 5th SpyBot can be found on Torrent 4 and it's probably one of the easiest in the game to acquire. What you need to do, leave your ship and make your way across the magnetic walkways and the rope swings, where you're then going to land down in the marketplace where you're going to find a Miss Zircon. Just before you go down to where Miss Zircon is, you want to take a right rather than going forward, walk all the way down the magnetic walkway, then look to your right where you're going to find the SpyBot on a small island. Your 6th SpyBot can be found back on Scars to Debris Field, which is the 3rd planet in the game, after completing Torrent 4, as by this point you'll have acquired the Hurl Shot, which allows you to use the yellow swings, basically firing yourself off into the distance. All you need to do for this one, make your way behind the bar, smash the crates where you're then going to be able to hold L1 and use the Hurl Shot, throw yourself over to the small island where you'll find the 6th SpyBot. For the 7th SpyBot, you need to be on Cordelian. Now, I highly recommend you have completed the planet first, where you're basically going to get a teleporter warping you directly back to the Rubion Forge. Once off the teleporter, you want to walk forward to where one of the command modules are, then simply turn around, look up, you're going to find a rift point, rift yourself up to the ledge where you'll find the 7th SpyBot.
Well, look at that.
For the 8th SpyBot, you need to be on the remains of Ardolis. Once you're out of your ship, you want to make your way forward and stand on a pink teleporter, which is going to take you to the Plunder Marketplace. Once there, take a left and then rocket boost off the end of the ramp. Make sure that you hold down R1 rather than any other button so that you actually make the jump. Navigate your way across where you're going to be able to jump onto a Speetle. Now, rather than going straight once you're on it, you want to take a right. And then after you jump through the fire rings, you then need to take a left going through the edge of the course where you're going to come to a small island and you're going to find your 8th SpyBot. Now, I will just say, don't hold down R1 to speed boost around the entire course, as you're going to not be able to make some of the jumps and overshoot a couple of the other ones. Hold down R1 just as you're going over the jumps and then let go of it and go slower as you navigate your way around for this part in particular, going through the fire rings. Otherwise, you're going to hit the rings, fall in the water where you're going to get eaten rather than being able to continue through to get your SpyBot. For your 9th SpyBot, you need to be on Visceron, and you need to be able to go through the ventilation ducts where you would have dropped down in the story and rescued Clank. Now, fortunately, unlike some areas in the game, you can actually get back there once you've completed the main story itself. Now, what you need to do, obviously, make your way all the way down, go over these rift points and all the way through the level where you're going to come to this pink teleporter. There's normally a couple of enemies here. I think there's one left. We've already gone through here a couple of times, just fell in the water a few times, so we'll ignore that. Jump on the pink teleporter pad where you're going to go to the processing centre and then follow the path all the way around. Take your second right through the doorway where you're going to be in the cells. Go through the open door on the back wall, and then you need to very carefully make your way around the magnetic run pads, as well as being able to navigate the rope swings, At the end, there's 2 bounce pads you need to go on, and then once you're in the ventilation shafts themselves, simply keep taking a right where you're going to come to the SpyBot in a room with an orange glow.
The Emperor requires your cooperation.
And then for the 10th and hopefully final SpyBot, you need to firstly complete the game and then select the option Return to Xerxes, where you're going to be able to basically carry on your playthrough just before taking down the final nefarious boss. Once you're in Xerxes Bar on Scars to Debris Field, you then need to go over and select the gold challenge called Vroom Around, where you need to defeat Vroom Goons in low gravity, which is easy enough to be honest. Then once completed, you will receive the RYNO SpyBot as a reward.
The little Zircon has matched their gravity for added amusement. Let us see how you stand against them.
And let me tell you, the RYNO itself is an absolute beast. I was going to put some footage in showing the RYNO, but to be honest, I think it's better that you see for yourself just exactly what this thing can do. Basically, if there's an enemy in front of you, fire the RYNO and it won't be there anymore, or it'll have a significant amount of health taken out of it anyway. It is probably one of the most definitive enemy clearing weapons that's ever been in a video game. It's that good. And to acquire the RYNO, first off, obviously, you need to collect all 10 SpyBots, then make your way over to Ms. Zircon, where she's going to charge you the astronomical fee of 0 bolts. It's completely free. Obviously, thankfully, the developers decided that collecting 10 SpyBots was payment enough. You're then going to be able to have the RYNO added to your inventory. Now, if you've already filled up your weapon wheel, don't worry, you will get another weapon wheel. It's kind of as many weapon wheels as you need in order to be able to get every single weapon in the game. And once you've collected the RYNO, just enjoy what it can do for a little while. I probably went off and spent 10-15 minutes just going around a few different areas in the game, just absolutely obliterating anything that dared stand in the way. The RYNO really is that good. So then guys, we're about to come to the end of the video. I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching and sticking around to the end. If you like what you see, hitting the like button helps us out a great deal here. Make sure you let me know down in the comments how you got on with collecting all 10 SpyBots. If you need any help or advice, let me know and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Also, while you're at it, please ensure that you subscribe to Griffin's Gaming Guides and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future content. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care.